It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 7th of November. I'm Michael Groff. A cool start to the day today, and temperatures this afternoon will top out below seasonal averages. We will start to see a warming trend for tomorrow and moving into the weekend, and so those daytime highs will return to near or maybe even slightly above where we ought to be for this time of year. All the while, not much rain to speak of across the area. We could sure use some rain. When might we get it? We'll talk about that and everything else too as we dive on in and discuss. First, here's that almanac from yesterday. Yeah, it was windy across central and northern Arizona. We had a cold front moving on through and some gusty winds at times in the valley yesterday. The high temperature just 71 degrees, that morning low of 50. Yeah, below those averages of 81 and 57. And as we take a look outside right now, just after 5 a.m., we've got clear sky, 50 degrees at Sky Harbor. Yes, it's still very dry, though. Dew points at 17, humidity 27%, wind from the west-southwest at 6, barometer is rising. Temperatures this morning, it's chilly over there in Apache Junction. How about 38 degrees, 39 in Santan? You've got low 40s to low 50s across much of the rest of the metro area. The infrared satellite view shows that upper low that's spinning here over the southwest. Of course, that pushed the cold front through yesterday. We're on the backside of this system, dry north to northwesterly flow aloft. And so with that cold core sitting right over top of us, yeah, it's going to be a chilly day today. And yes, the atmosphere, as mentioned, very dry. Here's the water vapor satellite view and at the mid-levels, and you can see there's just no moisture to be had across the state. And so as a result, on the watch warning map, yeah, with dry air and plenty of clear sky expected again, we'll see those freeze warnings across the northwest plateau up around Kingman, parts of the higher terrain of southeast Arizona. East of us with that upper low, still some winter weather conditions over parts of New Mexico and Colorado. Winter storm warnings ongoing there. And we've got hurricane warnings over the Gulf waters, the Gulf of Mexico. And that's in association with Raphael, which we'll talk about in just a second. Obviously, with that upper low to the south and east of that feature, we do have the risk of severe storms across west and central Texas today. And the tropics. Couple of features here. Near Puerto Rico, there's that little X there. That's a tropical wave. That does have at least a small chance of developing over the next several days as it makes its way to the west-northwest toward the Bahamas eventually. And then we've got Raphael. Now, this system has taken an interesting course here. It's followed the progression of the European, which was the correct model all along on this system. And so it's going to move westward, straight across the Gulf of Mexico, maybe even turning toward the southwest, toward the Bay of Campeche with time. And this should not be a threat to the United States. At least that's how it appears right now. Obviously, with any tropical system, we have to watch this progression very carefully. Here's the rainfall outlook around here, the precipitation outlook valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, not much to be had. We could see a little bit of light precipitation up there across parts of far eastern, northeast Arizona, but other than that, dry conditions should hold for a while. Now, we're going to talk about that, why that is, what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail. To do that, we explore the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 06Z run, and it's valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's that upper low spinning here over the southwest. Those heights are below average. And so what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, how about sunny and nice and cool? High temperatures mid to upper 60s. The average high for today, 80 degrees. So we'll be anywhere from 11 to 15 degrees below that here in south central Arizona this afternoon. And any of the precipitation associated with that feature will be well to the east of us across New Mexico, Colorado, West Texas, Oklahoma. And so we'll be nice and dry around here. Now for tonight, with those winds dying down and clear sky and very dry air, lows, yeah, they'll drop into the upper 30s in the cooler pockets, 40s for the rest of us across the metro. And then for tomorrow, more the same, sunny, just a little bit warmer, highs low to mid 70s. Mid 70s, maybe upper 70s on Saturday with sunny sky continuing, and upper 70s to low 80s on Sunday. Same thing Monday. All the while, conditions remain dry. Hardly a cloud in the sky this entire time. Tuesday, yeah, there's troughing over the Pacific Northwest, and we'll watch how that evolves because there does start to be a split amongst our models when we go further into next week with the evolution of that feature. as well as an upper low that's well to the west of Baja, and how that plays out for us. For now, we're going to keep the forecast dry, though, with temperatures still holding somewhere in the upper 70s to near 80 for Tuesday, and pretty much the same story on Wednesday. Highs 76 to 80, the sky mostly sunny, the air remains dry. Now, here's a week from today. This is Thursday, the 14th. And some runs of the GFS and some of our ensemble guidance had been showing some sort of upper low west of the Baja and spinning in here and maybe bringing in some clouds, even some light precipitation at some point toward the end of next week. And while that is still a possible scenario on the table, this run of the GFS in a fair number, at least some of our ensemble guidance, shows more of this system kind of shearing out, turning into an open wave. This run of the GFS has it as kind of a negative tilt, weak little wave coming in. And at best, that would just bring some clouds in here. I guess there could be a light shower across northern Mexico, but at this point, it sure looks like nothing would result from that feature. And then troughing sits well to the north and west of us, so generally a southwesterly flow would be in place, temperatures close to, if not a shade above, seasonal averages. Going out 10 days, this is Saturday, the 16th rather. And again, an upper low well to the west of us, maybe a Rex block developing, but again, quite a bit of model spread out here as to the evolution of that feature. The GFS loves to develop these Rex blocks, especially this time of the year as we go toward the fall and winter months, and sometimes they do happen, but oftentimes these troughs tend to become more of a progressive feature, and that's probably what will inevitably end up happening, and that could bring some unsettled weather way out here toward about 10 days. We'll see. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble, the mean is just over 1/10 of an inch, the control member over 1/3 of an inch, and there are some members that certainly do start to paint in the idea of some light precipitation out by 7 to 10 days. But keep in mind, ensemble guidance, the further out you go, tends to skew toward climatology. So, you got to take this with a grain of salt. But yeah, there is that possibility that we'll see some degree of light precipitation out by 10 days, maybe. European ensemble, kind of the same idea. Nothing for at least the next week, though. And that looks pretty safe. And then temperatures off the national blend of models. Obviously, we're below average today and tomorrow, but that warming trend is well established. And by next week, high temperatures, likely upper 70s and low 80s at times. Overnight lows, 40s in the mid-city, and then warming up to the 50s. Obviously, the cooler pockets will be about 10 degrees cooler than what's shown here. So, down in the 30s tonight and tomorrow, and probably low 40s for the outlying areas and away from the urban core as we go through much of next week, with 50s in the mid-city. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make those monetary contributions to us, or you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out everything Michelle related linked up down in the description. And of course, I also encourage you to check out something Michelle and Mike related in our streaming station. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that, so give that a listen. It's available at KMGX.com. That is KMGX.com. I get all choked up about it just thinking about it. That's how great it is. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. So greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there, and you guys have yourselves a glorious rest of your Thursday.